All right, we're live, and this is the X Files X Cast discussion. And let's start with the two-parter, Dreamland, because we just watched
Yeah,
that, and it's really
yeah,
fresh in our minds. I forgot how funny this episode was.
yeah. There was quite a bit of humor in this two-parter. I mean, and
Exactly,
Michael McKean, who we know as Chuck from Better Call
Chuck,
Saul.
and he's the bad guy in this too.
Yeah, he plays Agent
Mo-
Morris Fletcher.
yeah, this is the first episode we see of Morris Fletcher. There's more
Yeah.
episodes with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there is.
Cool. But yeah, this one was really great. The premise was Mulder and Scully were supposedly going to meet with a an informant.
Now, the informant, that was a twist I did not expect coming when I first watched the
It
episode.
was, yeah, that was a twist.
It was a huge twist. So
And,
this is basically a body switching episode with Mulder and
yes,
Morris Fletcher. Um, I kind of wish it
yeah,
was I kind of wish it was a Mulder and Scully Boulder body switching episode. I think that would be just great. That would be just hilarious.
that would have been interesting.
I don't think they might be able to do it now, but since the cast is older, it probably won't be as good as if it was in the younger
Yeah,
days.
yeah. But yeah, we see there's this there's this aircraft that passes over,
Mhm.
and there's this weird wave that comes over, and Mulder and Fletcher switch bodies. But that's not the only time there was switched bodies in this two-parter.
Yeah,
There was an older Indian woman and a pilot, one of the pilots of the crashed aircraft.
and that old Indian one was just freaking hilarious.
I know. That was pretty funny.
Oh my god! Yeah, so
she's
basically,
in,
yeah. Go ahead.
she's in, she's in the cell and she's smoking. She said, "Kiss my ass," and she, grabs for her junk, but she doesn't have any junk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, this has got Vince Gilligan went all over it.
Oh, it does. It
I
does.
mean,
It was
with
co-written. It was well.
yeah,
He co-wrote it. So
Vince Gilligan, John Shabian, and Frank Spotnitz,
yeah.
and Kim Manners was the director.
Right. Yes.
But this is 100% got Vince Gilligan on it because
Oh, it really
the
does.
one-liners that Fletch has got given, and
Yeah.
especially when they first switch bodies, they go to the convenience store, and Fletch was like, "Give me a pack of cigarettes," and Scully was like, "When do you
Since
smoke?
when do you smoke?
Are you going to be a Nazi about it?"
Are you gonna be a Nazi about it?
I mean, just the
Oh yeah.
one-liners, just the
Oh, I know.
one-liners.
And Michael McKean delivers them so well.
I know, and I see where he got Chuck from. I mean,
Uh huh.
geez.
I mean, it was fun. One of the funniest scenes was Mulder, in front of the mirror, dancing in front of the mirror. You see Fletcher's reflection on the other side.
Now that's a reference to something. The
Oh.
Marx Brothers.
Yes.
Routine by the Marx Brothers.
Yeah, yeah. There was an episode of I Love Lucy
Mm-hmm.
where Lucy dressed up like Harpo Marx,
Mm-hmm.
and the real Harpo was on the episode, and they were doing the mirror bit.
Oh
It
yeah,
was really great.
that mirror bit has like been around for a long time. I mean, Family Guy's done it. All these shows have done it.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that was just funny to see Mulder act like that.
Oh, my favorite has to be when he first comes into the Fletcher's home, and he's clueless. He's just ruined everything. He calls that girl Terry. She gets all upset,
Uh
and then she's going to ask him for a nose ring, but he thought it was for plastic surgery.
huh. Yeah, and the son's name was Terrence.
Terrence, yeah.
Terrence. He preferred Terrence. And
Oh man.
the wife is played by Nora Dunn. Now, she was a cast member of Saturday Night Live for a few years.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah.
she is she was a familiar face to a lot of people. She does a commercial now where it's like for a cleaning product. I can't remember which one though.
Oh yeah, she is
But
hilarious.
but she's now on a series of commercials for a cleaning product.
No, it's probably like Mr. Clean or something. I don't know.
I'm
But
not sure which one.
but I mean, okay. So here's the question: if you switch bodies with somebody and they had a hot wife, no matter, would you sleep with them? I would. I totally would. I mean, how is it cheat? How is it cheating? It's not. It's you just swap bodies with somebody. It's not cheating. So I would.
And of course, you've got Mulder, aka Fletcher, acting very bizarre
Yeah. And
with
he
Scully. Scully's like, I can't figure. She can't figure out why Mulder is acting the way he is.
yeah.
He's actually being honest with the bureau director
Well,
and
the thing is
everything.
that Fletcher, aka Mulder, knows that they swap bodies. He knew.
Yeah,
He knew that they swapped bodies. I mean, and
yeah,
then Mulder, it took some time to get used to what the hell was going on, but Fletch knew
uh,
right away. Fletch knew right away.
yeah. He
So,
did.
so Fletch is trying to use Mulder's body to become the man that he wants to be.
Yes, he is. It's amazing the dynamic there.
Yeah.
And I mean, it makes for some really interesting moments between Fletcher, aka Mulder,
Hmm.
and Scully.
Yeah.
'Cause Scully is she's just like, this is just bizarre. I mean, the way Mulder is acting.
Yeah. And he's hitting on Kirch's assistant. And then he tried to
Oh
hit on.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, okay, so you're probably wondering why that black dude's there, Kirch. Something happened with Skinner, and you're gonna have to watch and find out.
Uh huh.
He replaced Skinner.
We're gonna see more. We're gonna talk about Skinner a little bit more later.
Yeah, and this is a season 6 episode. So
Yeah.
what happened in that movie and the first episode of season 6 would tell you what happened with Skinner.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the episodes we watched actually kind of has a connection to the movie because
Uh,
I've seen a little bit of the movie where there were bees in the
yes,
movie.
yes. The
I've seen a
bees,
little bit of it.
the
Yeah,
bees are like a major plot point in that movie.
I'm gonna have to watch the whole movie to see the whole thing, to see how it
Oh,
plays out.
let's do a review on the movie.
Yes, we will. Yes, we can
would
do
it.
that.
But we've got to watch, season 1 through 5 at least, because the movie is in between 5 and 6.
Ah, okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Yeah, the bees are a plot point. So
Ah, okay.
back to Dreamland. Let's see here. So so during Dreamland, they figure out what the heck's going on. There's this wavelength that's swapping bodies, and it swapped a I don't know, a lizard and a rock. That was the most freakiest thing I've ever seen.
And also, what the other pilot
Yeah,
was switched with a rock. I'm like, geez,
yeah.
that was just freaky.
And then the guy at the convenience store, he was like, part of the convenience store.
Yeah, but then later on in part two, we see Scully driving by it. It was burnt to the ground, and
Yeah,
all of a sudden the guy's alive. I'm sitting there scratching my head. What the hell happened?
yeah. I know. When I first saw it, I'm like, what the hell is going on? Because they shot the guy, they burned the place down, and then you see in part 2, the guy came back to life, and the place is not burned down.
It was a time thing, I'll bet.
It was because if you notice at the end of the thing, uh, Mulder and Fletcher knew what happened, but the rest didn't because of the time switch.
Yeah, yeah. It was a time thing. That's why it's like none of that ever happened. It's
Yeah.
like the fusing of the gas station attendant and the store never happened. None of that
It,
ever happened.
it had some of the Back to the Future qualities to this episode.
Yeah, it
It was
did.
it was sort of Back to the Future with Freaky Friday mixed on top of it.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good analogy.
You know, you got the time switch, Back to the Future, and then the body swap, which is Freaky Friday. So,
Yep.
so
I mean,
every
but it made for a very, very, very pleasantly bizarre and at times hilarious episode.
yeah, this is really, especially the dynamic between Fletcher and the lone gunman.
Oh
That was
yeah, we
great.
saw the lone
Lone
gunman. I
gunman.
was like, oh
Yep.
man, I knew who it was. I knew who they were. I said, oh, it's the lone gunman.
Yeah, like I said, I forgot how funny this episode was, and then you got Fletcher
Uh,
with the lone gunman was like saying all these stories that you're printing is bullshit. Saddam Hussein doesn't exist. I just made him up. We got him from a dinner theater place,
yeah,
and half of the stories I made up, I was on the pod.
yeah, I know. That was great. That was great.
Here,
This,
but the twist was
yeah, the twist
who was the informant. We didn't know who he was. We found out it was the freaking general,
yes.
the dude that was in charge of this whole thing.
Uh-huh.
You know, I thought he was just there to be the general, but when they revealed that he was the guy, that caught me by surprise. I was not
Yeah,
expecting that at all.
that was a tremendous, tremendous stroke of genius.
Yeah,
And that had to have that. I think that may have been a Vince Gilligan touch as well.
that had to been. I mean, Vince Gilligan, he's always throwing them damn curveballs.
Yeah, he is. He
You know,
is.
you think Vince Gilligan is going to go in this direction, but he throws the curveball and he goes into a different direction.
Oh, I know. It's amazing.
Which makes his writing and everything great.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. As we've seen on Breaking Bad and Better Call
Yeah.
Saul,
Yeah.
you know, we've seen things go a completely different direction.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. So, I'm trying to think of any more of Dreamland. But the ending was great. They managed somehow the time thing came back and switched their bodies back, and then they lost. No, I don't know if you remember if we done this or not, but Fox's apartment and bedroom is introduced in this episode, and he's got a water bed. Well,
Yeah.
in a later episode of the X Files, the water bed is still there, and it's a story by Vince Gilligan. So, congratulations on the continuity by Vince Gilligan.
Oh yeah.
But no, I was going to point out the when Mulder comes home to Fletch's home, he doesn't go straight to bed. He goes, watches TV, and turns on porn. The Cinemax, the Cinemax channel. I mean, that is great. That is hilarious.
They call it, AKA Skinamax.
Skinemax, exactly. But I think it was called like Spice or something on there.
Uh huh.
And what's really funny is that when you first, when Fletch, aka Mulder, opens up the bedroom going into Mulder's bedroom, you see a whole bunch of Playboys coming out of the room.
Yeah, he says this guy hasn't been laid in 10 years.
just the one-liners in these episodes is just a
Oh,
long
yeah.
enough. I think this is probably in my top 10 favorite episodes.
This was a good one. This
It
was
is a good one.
I mean, it was funny. I mean, just the Michael McKean just plays that comedy dynamic so well. He really does. He is just great. I mean, and then the scene with Mulder dancing in front of the mirror.
Yeah, and then he goes and tells Frohickey, "Back off, Sneezy."
Yeah.
This is great.
I mean, this was just a tremendous two-parter. This was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
incredible and amazing. You know, and
So
to have the writing by Vince Gilligan. I mean, that was
yeah,
just the icing on the cake.
exactly. I mean, we love Vince Gilligan so much. He
We
is a great
do.
writer,
Oh, he
and,
is terrific.
and we're going to talk a Soul first episode, season 2 of Soft Light later. But
Oh, that was a great one too.
it was a good one. I like that one.
With
So
one of my favorite actors, Tony Shalhoub,
Monk,
aka Monk. Yeah,
the dude that plays Monk. So that's
yeah,
pretty much it for Dreamland 1 and 2.
yeah. I
I,
don't think I don't think we missed anything. I don't think we missed
I think
anything on.
maybe they could have. I think the title could have been a little bit different because Dreamland. I'm not quite sure where they got that from. They mentioned something in the episode about Dreamland. I think it was like the spot in which the time continuum swapped the bodies or something. But I think they could have done a little bit better on the title.
Well, yeah, but still, I mean, I don't think that takes away from the episode,
Yeah,
though.
yeah. So we're going to go back. So let's go to season 4, Zero Sum. And
Oh, this one. Oh my
this
gosh.
episode, like I said, it deals with the bees, and the bees are genetically modified to have smallpox, and whoever gets sting gets smallpox.
Yeah.
Well, the bees actually plays a really huge part in later episodes, and including the movie.
Yep.
And this is a solely Walter Skinner episode.
Yeah.
So Skinner is
But
basically
but we do see our boy, the CSM.
God. I love William B.
Yeah.
Davis. He
Oh,
is
he
so
is
freaking
great.
awesome.
I love him. He's
He
great.
is great, and he's going to be back in the new episodes, which
I
is
know the
freaking awesome.
revival. Oh, Skinner is too.
Yeah, yeah. So we
Mitch
might.
Pileggi.
I
Mitch
just
Pileggi will be back.
the dynamic between Skinner and the Smoking Man in this episode is really strong and really awesome. I love it.
Oh, it
I
is. Oh
I
my
just want
gosh.
to see more, and
I
there is
know.
more.
Yeah, and on this episode, they kind of threw us a curveball as far as when when Skinner and the CSM are in his office or his home or whatever. It was his
Yeah,
office,
yeah.
and we see him shoot. I thought, did he shoot him? But then we
Oh,
cut.
I knew that. I knew because when I first saw it too, I thought he shot him. But when
Yeah,
I watched it again, I knew Henry. I knew you was going to be like, "Oh man, he's dead."
I thought for sure. Yeah, but then the camera pans and shows him. I was like, oh, he didn't shoot him. Oh, okay.
But you can tell the Smoking Man was worried.
Yeah, but
He was worried.
remember, he put up a brave front by saying, Agent Skinner, this is not the first time I've had a gun pointed in my face.
Oh yeah, that is right. That's later episodes. You have to watch.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
so, so what happened was that this woman, she's in a mail sort of packaging company, and her name is Jane. I don't
She's
know.
a postal employee.
Yeah. So she goes and tries to smoke a Mortley. She's smoking a Mortley, and that's when bees come out of nowhere and start
Uh-huh.
stinging her to death.
And is it Morley the brand of choice for the CSM?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then what? Going back to Dreamland,
Oh, and that was
Mortley.
something that was something. Dreamland, yes, that played
Yeah,
into Dreamland as well.
yeah, Mortley's.
Fletcher smoked the same brand.
And it's also going to play in Soft Light too, the Mortley executive that died. So
Yeah.
so this whole base is like on Mortley. And there's actually an episode about the Mortley company.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It doesn't involve Smoking Man though, although it should.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
so
it should have. Yeah.
So all these bees start stinging her to death. We don't know what the hell is going on. And then Skinner, he is in Mulder's office trying to cover this whole thing up, which
Yeah,
was surprising to me at this time. I'm like, why in the world is Skinner covering this up? Because Skinner and Mulder are on the same team,
yeah,
but Skinner is going behind Mulder's back and covering this up.
yep, he is. He's it's amazing. I mean, this is a guy. He obviously knew how to cover his tracks because he was cleaning up. He was
Well,
cleaning up the scene where the bees were.
I mean, he was going full blown Mike on this.
He was. Yeah, yeah. Now that you mention it, yeah, he was. He
Full
was.
blown Mike. I mean, covering his tracks.
Uh huh. He was. Yeah, he was using he was spraying it down and he was cleaning everything up, and then he does the honey
Yeah.
up in the ceiling, and he cleaned it off.
But then he takes the body and dumps it somewhere.
Uh huh. But while posing as Mulder.
Yeah, which was surprising to me. But we find out that he's working for the Smoking Man at this point.
Yeah.
So the Smoking Man is telling Skinner, "Hey, cover all this up so that you can neutralize all of this, so that nobody will know."
Mm-hmm.
And Skinner doesn't even know what's going on. He's just following the orders.
Right.
Then,
Yeah.
then he's talking to Mulder. He's finding out more about this story. And then he finds out that these bees are genetically modified into having smallpox,
Mm-hmm.
carrying the smallpox virus.
Yeah. I mean that. I mean, and what we see later in this episode is this doctor saying we there is no smallpox. Remember the kids and the woman that
Yeah,
got stung.
so the Smoking Man told basically the higher ups, the government corporations, to release these bees at this school playground, and they
Yeah.
start stinging these kids, and these kids are dying because they're treating them for bee stings instead of smallpox.
Uh huh. Because there's not supposed to be smallpox. It's not supposed to exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And even when Mulder is talking to Skinner, Skinner mentions it, and then and Mulder says, "But that's impossible. It can't." No, wait a minute. Or was it Mulder that mentioned it? And Skinner said, "No, it doesn't exist anymore."
I think it might have been that woman.
It was somebody, but
Loy
yeah,
Holden. Loy Holden. It might have been her.
Andrea, yes, from The
Yeah.
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Uh huh. I mean, I thought that was pretty interesting and pretty cool to see a member of a cast member of Walking Dead. She was also in a movie called The Mist,
Mm-hmm.
which was directed by Frank Darabont.
Yeah, based on the Stephen King book.
Uh huh. And actually,
Yeah.
there were several future cast members of The Walking Dead in that movie.
Yeah.
Let's see, the woman that plays Carol in Walking Dead. Um, Dale, the guy who played Dale in Walking Dead. He was in that movie,
Mm-hmm.
The Mist. But I mean, the way that we see Skinner, he's basically been put over a barrel
Yeah.
by the cigarette smoking man. The CSM is like, you got to do this, or no, and of course, and then Skinner threatens to expose the CSM.
But okay, so the reason why he's doing all that.
If Scully died, that's what he says. If Agent Scully dies,
So what's going on is that Scully in an earlier episode before this has succumbed to a disease, but the cigarette smoking man is like the only person that can cure this disease. So that's the reason why Skinner was working for him, so that he can cure Scully.
Yeah,
I'm
and,
trying not to give too much away because you haven't seen it, and it's pretty
right,
hard.
and but we have we have CSM saying that yeah I of course I have Agent Scully's best interests at heart, and I will try and find a cure for her.
Hmm.
But then later on, Skinner confronts him and says, "You never had any intention to save Agent Scully."
Yeah.
You
So
know.
this is a season 4 arc of Scully,
Hmm.
and season 4 it's really terrific. I mean, you've got really great episodes like this one, and then the Tuco one, which we'll discuss in a little bit, and then
Oh
Home. That's
yeah,
season 4. But
El Mundo Gira, El
yeah,
Mundo Gira.
the
Yeah.
world turns. The world turns. That's the English
Oh
version. Yeah.
wow.
The
But
Syndicate. The Syndicate. That's the name of the group with the smoking
yeah,
man.
uh huh. The Syndicate. Yeah, that's a good name for them. That's a good name for them. The cover up. I call them the cover up guys.
What is it with people named Walter wearing tidy whities? Skinner,
Oh yeah, they showed the scene of Skinner. Yeah.
Skinner and tidy whities. Walter White and tidy. What the hell is going on?
I know. I know. It's great.
Oh my god! I didn't want to see that. I didn't want to see that. I saw enough of that with Bryan Cranston.
As Hal and as Walter White.
Exactly.
Uh, Speaking of Bryan Cranston, I saw him on an episode of King of Queens the other day. He
Oh yeah.
played the neighbor of Doug and Carrie. That was it was pretty funny. But Mitch Pileggi, great actor.
Hmm.
He is. I mean, he was on the revival of Dallas
Yeah.
when they revived Dallas.
Hmm.
He was the host of a new incarnation of In Search of back in the early
Yeah.
2000s. Also,
Yeah. He also did The Masked Magician. He hosted that.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, he hosted those
Those
specials. Yeah,
specials. Yeah. Because when I first watched the X Files, I'm like, I've seen this guy somewhere. Looked him up,
uh huh.
and it was The Masked Magician.
Yeah, he was the host of those.
Hmm. Let's see here. We found out that Mulder's informant is actually working with the Smoking Man,
Uh huh.
which is Lori Holden, Andrea.
Yeah, Andrea.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Maria. That's Marie Marita. I don't know. I can't pronounce her name. Mari Marita. That's her name. There we go.
Hmm.
That's the informant. Mulder goes through a lot of informants. You probably noticed that Deep Throat. When you saw the black guy in Soft Light, that's X, and
Yeah.
now her. So
Yeah, and we'll talk about him. He's an excellent actor, also. Stephen Williams.
yeah, let's see here. The bee reference looks like the birds when all them bees was singing.
Oh my God, yeah. And apparently, and remember, Skinner and the woman that was the friend of the woman that was killed by the bees are in the bathroom, and
Yeah.
they notice there's still more honey up there. So he asks for a hammer. He finds there's a honeycomb in there.
Hmm.
So he takes the bees and the honeycomb to this entomologist,
Yeah, but
and
the bees like bursts out of the beekeeping, whatever you want to call it, and then
uh-huh.
they multiplied and attacked the beekeeper
And killed him.
and killed him. But what happened was is that they didn't get the body in time, and Skinner and Mulder saw it.
Hmm.
They didn't cover up the body, and that's what hurt him. That's what hurt the
Yeah,
smoking man.
yeah, it did. It did. And then there was the scene with the detective that was shot, and we saw the surveillance footage of Skinner.
Yeah, again, what the hell is those software people have so that you can blow something up and actually see it?
I know, because a lot of your surveillance, a lot of your security cameras, they're not designed to be, they're not designed to take top quality video. A lot of it's very grainy.
Exactly. I'm like, what kind of software do they use to blow stuff up and actually see it in the movies? We need that software here.
And on TV, yeah, we do.
Exactly. Because every time you see a movie, they's like, blow it up, and they blow it up, and you can see the dude's face. I'm like, that's bullshit.
Yeah,
You know what? You can see the pixels of the guy in real life, but you can't see his full face.
right, yeah.
You know,
So
we
Mulder
need that.
figures out Mulder
Yeah,
figures out that it was Skinner,
yeah.
but it was Skinner's gun. It was Skinner's gun.
Yeah, so the Smoky Man stole Skinner's gun, or it might have not been the Smoky Man. It could have been somebody working for him. Stole the gun,
Right.
used that to shoot the guy, but then they brought it back with the serial number scratched off.
Uh huh.
So the Smoky Man is like Mike to an extent. He covers his tracks.
Uh huh. Very much so.
He's very laid back. He knows what's going to happen. He's like 20 steps ahead of everybody.
Yeah, he is.
Because if you saw in the episode, he gets a phone call and he's like, "I'm not worried about it. I got it taken care of."
Uh huh. Yeah, yeah. And then we see Mulder and Skinner take it to a ballistics expert,
Yeah,
and
and they confirmed that was Skinner's gun.
yeah, but what happens is Mulder gives a cover story about for Skinner.
Hmm.
It's like, where'd you find the gun? Oh, we found it in a sewer grate around the corner.
Yeah, and then that's when they said it's no use because the serial number scratched off.
Yeah, so he was covering Skinner's ass.
Yeah, he was
Mulder
doing that.
was.
Mulder was doing that because he knew that Skinner didn't know what was going on until he found
Right.
out.
Yeah.
But the highlight of the whole episode has to be the dynamic between Skinner and the Smoking Man. Those
Oh
scenes
yeah.
are just great.
Mitch Pileggi and William B. Davis.
They
Excellent.
were just great scenes.
Yeah. I mean, you could tell that Skinner was conflicted about everything. He was like,
But
I don't want to do this. He would grab the CSM, grab him by the lapels
exactly, yeah. Well,
and point a
he,
gun at him.
well, he thought he was doing this for Scully.
Yeah, he did.
So Scully has this disease that the Smoking Man can cure, and Skinner was like, you know what, I'm going to do this for Scully. And which is interesting, she wasn't there in this episode.
Right. Yeah, we didn't see her on this
You didn't
episode.
see her at all.
But Skinner, Skinner is a good guy. He just sometimes, but he thought he was doing it for Scully.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad you brought up that Skinner was a good guy. Well, you see, apparently in the beginning, Skinner was supposed to be the bad guy. Then
Right.
he transformed to become helping Mulder and Scully.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to watch on how he transforms into helping Mulder and Scully. Because that's a good episode.
Ah, wow. Definitely. Well, I think we covered all the major points on this episode.
Yeah, we covered that. Basically, at the end, the Smoking Man is telling that woman to tell Mulder whatever he wants to hear. And that's it. That's how we end it, with the Smoking Man being badass.
But sometimes you can't decide, is the CSM a true villain or is he like an anti-hero like Walter White?
Exactly, and which should make it great. It's hard to decide, and
He's a very morally ambiguous character.
he does what he does because he thinks it's right.
Yeah,
He covers up the alien because he thinks it's the right thing to do.
right. Like we saw
However,
in
however,
like we saw in Musings of a Cigarette Smoking Man.
yeah, I mean, he killed JFK because he thought it was the right thing to do. He killed Martin Luther King because he thought it was the right thing to do. However, giving kids smallpox with genetically modified bees is not the right thing to do.
No.
I got a feeling if smallpox comes back, it's the bees. We won't have to take out the bees.
Well, I mean, several states have had those Africanized killer bees in
Well,
them.
yeah, I've heard about those.
I know Texas has had a few cases of people being stung to death by those things.
It makes you wonder who's releasing them things.
Uh huh.
You know, we need to open up the X Files, Henry, and investigate that.
Yeah, we do. Oh, this was a tremendous episode.
It
This
was. It was.
it was. I mean, even though Mulder was in it, this was a Skinner episode.
It was. Mulder was second to Skinner.
Yeah, this was a Skinner episode.
Yeah.
I mean, even of course the CSM was in it as well, but we've already seen a CSM episode.
Yeah.
A CSM, oriented episode.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a Skinner episode.
Skinner, I think Skinner was taking the place of Mulder of being the top dog, because Mulder's always top dog in the episode, and
Right.
Mulder was being the Scully of this episode. He was more of the background.
Yeah, they were giving Mitch Pileggi, a profile episode, as it were.
Yeah.
They were giving him his episode all his own.
Mm-hmm. So that's Zero
And
Sum.
he did great. He did absolutely great.
Yeah. Cannot remember if there's any more Skinner episodes. I think there is. I think there's like a couple.
This was a good one, though. This was.
So that was Zero Sum.
Yeah.
I give that episode a 10 out of 10. That is a good episode. I think all of these episodes are like 10 out of 10.
Oh, they are. They're all amazing. Every single one of these episodes we watched.
So we see. Okay, so this is going to be the El Mundo Gira, or The World Turns. This is a El Chupacabra episode.
Yeah. And we see one of our favorite actors, Raymond Cruz.
Raymond Cruz, Tuco. So Tuco is in this episode.
Yeah. And also actor Ruben Blades, who was recently on Fear of the Walking Dead.
Oh, really?
He was the detective, the police detective, or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was Ruben Blades.
And we also have not only we got a Breaking Bad actor in here, we got a Breaking Bad name in here.
Eladio was his character's name.
Yeah.
And that was the character played by Stephen Bauer on Breaking Bad, Don Eladio.
Yeah. So
and I pointed that out to you. I said,
you did. I didn't even catch that until you did.
Yeah.
And we also got this seemed more like a Breaking Bad episode because we got Spanish talking people in here with subtitles. Breaking Bad did Spanish with subtitles.
Yep. Remember the cousins.
Exactly. And that whole episode of where Gus goes down to Mexico, that was in Spanish. So, I think Vince Gilligan was still in some of this.
I think he was.
But it's a good episode. I don't think it was not as strong as I thought it would be. I think it could have been a little bit more stronger.
Yeah, but what we see is this shanty town. There's this kind of a
where all the illegal Mexicans live.
Yeah.
So basically, this guy I'm going to call him. It's Tuco. I'm calling him freaking Tuco because it is Tuco. So
Yeah,
Tuco has got a rare ability to zombify people. I'm guessing.
and and also he has a brother, and we do see a twist with his brother later on in this
Yes, we
episode too.
do. The brother. I wasn't expecting that.
I know. So what happens is we see this flash of light. All of a sudden, it starts raining yellow rain.
Yeah, this orange. Now, I thought this orange rain was going to be the whole major point of this story. When I
But
first saw it, I
it was
thought
only
the rain.
it was only a small part though.
I know, but I thought this rain was going to play a major role.
Yeah. And so what happens is a woman is killed, and she looks like she's got some kind of flesh-eating disease or something.
Yeah.
And
My
the
God.
goat is killed also.
Two of the goats are killed.
Yeah.
I think so. So you got a woman that's killed and a couple of goats that's killed.
Uh huh.
They automatically think it's the El Chupacabra.
Yeah. The goat sucker.
Yeah, but it's not the
And
El Chupacabra. Maybe it is, especially at the ending.
oh man,
Man, what
this
they had some great special effects. That corpse of that woman, freaking creepy as hell.
it
I mean,
was.
her lips were gone off. All you just see is her teeth. Her
Oh,
eyes, her eyeballs were just like gone out of her head. You don't know what happened to
oh
her eyeballs.
man.
And then you get this green stuff all over her.
Yep.
Don't know what it is. Some kind of flesh-eating virus.
Yeah. I mean, it was freaky, man.
Yeah. Let's see here. So Mulder and Scully is basically. Actually, they weren't even involved in this case. They just. I think they just came out of nowhere because they heard the guy is like an illegal Mexican, and then they had to go to the INS and do some kind of stuff. I can't remember.
And the villagers thought, it was INS, immigration. And they had to explain, no, we're not immigration, we're FBI.
Yeah. Oh no, Mulder and Scully came because of the killing, because of the killing.
Yes.
That's what happened. Okay, so Mulder and Scully came there because of the killing. They wasn't expecting an X file until they didn't even see the body yet.
Right.
So
And Scully finally sees the body. She was just, like, what the hell is this?
exactly. So Mulder tracks down Eric Estrada.
Yeah, that's the name he was giving. I mean, but not only that, there were other individuals in the prison or in the jail using names of famous Latino actors and singers and all that.
And then
And Mulder mentions so a lot of these people are not even using their real names, huh? You got a lot of people like that in here.
So, and then Raymond Cruz delivered this great monologue in Spanish in the prison cell. He just starts breaking down and crying, and my God, that was a great scene.
Oh, yeah.
That is a great scene.
I think we can see why Vince Gilligan decided to cast him as Tuco.
Yeah.
Because, Raymond Cruz, excellent actor. He is great.
He is.
He was actually in Clear and Present Danger. The movie Clear and Present Danger.
Mm-hmm.
With Harrison Ford. But yeah, it was great to see the way he was. I mean, he felt genuinely bad about what happened. He didn't know what happened.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't know what was going on. Um, this is like a Spanish soap opera because
Yeah.
because in the beginning, the mom, or I don't know if it's a mom or a nosy neighbor, said two brothers, one woman, trouble. Scully says the
Uh
exact same thing,
huh.
which is great. I mean, the consistency, the foreshadowing, I guess.
Uh huh. Absolutely.
Let's see here. So Tuco goes around, and apparently he's got some kind of flesh-eating virus that every time he touches somebody, they get infected, and it like rots them from the inside out.
Oh man.
And then
Yeah.
then the guy in the porta potty, my God, when they open that thing and maggots is crawling out, oh my God,
Oh
that
man.
was just freaky, freaky, freaky.
I gotta tell you, for a TV show, this for a TV show on Fox, they had some amazing special effects, and they had a
Yeah,
great company
yeah. I
that
mean,
worked with it.
it's just great. I mean, it looks like it's a movie. You know,
It
you
does.
only the thing is, it's only an hour long.
Hmm.
I mean, some of these scenes, especially when you watch the big UFO and alien scenes, you
Oh
think you're watching a
yeah.
movie. You
Oh
think you're
my
watching a
God.
movie.
Yeah. That
And,
that was that was amazing. The way
and,
they did
and,
that.
and have you seen the trailers for the new ones yet? For the new episode yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it just looks like a movie trailer.
Yeah. They
You got
do.
you got the crash scene of the UFO, and all these people, men in black and all that. You think it's a freaking movie. It's just tremendous of how they do that.
Oh yeah. It is. It's amazing how they shot everything. It was just
Mhm.
great. So what we finally see is we see Mulder and Scully conducting the investigation. Scully, of course, is the Renee of the team.
We'll be seeing
Um,
Renee Moore back in January.
January 3rd, season
Yep.
premiere, Finding Bigfoot, 2 hours.
Two. Oh my God, 2 hours. I can't see what I got to wait and see what they got involved. However, that Sunday, I am not going to watch Finding Bigfoot because it's going to be the X Files, the 24th. I'm going to be watching that. So I don't know if you're going to
Well,
cut.
now
Now, is that just
X.
the?
No, it's only 2 hours for the season premiere.
Oh, so it's not going to be a weekly thing.
No, no.
Oh, okay. So they're just going to do that one episode and then continue the rest of the season somewhere else, or what?
The rest of the season will be 1 hour at 10 Eastern on Animal Planet.
Oh, but you see, the X Files is going to be on at 10 o'clock on the 24th.
Why would it be on at 10 o'clock?
It's they doing a special thing right after the football game.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So after the football game, it's going to be the X Files season premiere, and then they're going to do Monday the 25th at 8 o'clock, which is going to be the ninth of the rest of the episodes. Is going to be on Monday at 8.
Ah,
So they're going to do it back to back, and then they're going to do the following Monday is going to be the rest of the 5.
okay. I got you.
Yeah.
So anyway, we see the clues starting to emerge about this guy
Mhm.
with this rare disorder, where he kind of gives it to others, and
Yeah.
if they touch him. Now we will see a similar dynamic in Soft Light, except it's not where they have to touch him.
Exactly. Yeah, this is similar to Soft Light, except for the touching part.
Mm-hmm.
So he touches people. They freaking decrepirate from the inside out, or however you want to say it. And then he starts to transform
Oh
into this
yes.
into this alien-looking thing
Yep.
that they described to be the El Chupacabra.
Yep.
He turns out to be the freaking El Chupacabra.
Yep. But not just him. We find out also his
His
brother.
brother is the so there's two chupacabras roaming around.
Yes.
But see, the thing is that the cop wanted his brother to shoot Tuco so
Yeah.
that the disease wouldn't spread to him.
Uh huh.
He didn't do it. So now,
I think the brother shot the cop.
yeah, he shot the cop. Yeah, he shot the cop.
So what we see at the end is we see the two brothers essentially hitchhiking or walking down the highway,
Going to
side of the
Mexico.
highway,
Going to Mexico.
going to Mexico. Yeah.
So now you have these two brothers out there with the disease. They can't find him. They cannot find him, and it ends on a cliffhanger.
Well, I think it was Mulder that said essentially they turn invisible. That's why they're hard to find.
Yeah, he did.
So this was a pretty bizarre one.
But the makeup they give Raymond Cruz was just freaky.
Oh
He
my
looked like
god, yeah.
some kind of blue alien looking thing.
They
No,
did a tremendous job on that makeup. It was
They did. They did. Now there's one scene in there where a couple of aliens comes down. Now what happened was that it was the mom telling the story, and she was exaggerating, but it was actually Mulder and Scully with a hazmat crew.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So this episode, it was a pretty good episode. I think it was just slow pace for me, a little slow pace.
It was kind of, yeah.
But it had a great build to the ending.
It did.
And let's go on to the second. I thought was a slow pace episode, Soft Light. And this was season 2. This is the very first episode that Vince Gilligan wrote.
Yeah. And it featured Tony Shalhoub, Monk.
Monk, yeah. So we got Monk. So
he's playing this scientist.
So this Monk, I'm going to refer to him as Monk. So Monk has a strange condition where if somebody touches his shadow, they die. They instantly go into this black hole of a bottomless pit.
Yeah.
Never to be seen again.
And you know, he tries to avoid making shadows.
Yeah.
He needs soft light.
Yep.
Because I mean, he is distressed. He's like, you know, how is this happening? And he realizes how it's happening. That's why he needs the soft light.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
he's like he sort of reminds me of the Hulk, because he got into this chamber, was trying to fix this experiment that went wrong, and then his shadow apparently got a mind of its own.
Yeah.
And then he's the innocent looking slob, you know. He doesn't mean to hurt people.
No.
And it's by accident. I mean, we saw that when he was almost getting arrested with the cops. I'm like, I'm a dangerous man. I don't want to hurt you. Don't come close.
Yeah.
Trying to tell them that something's not right here.
Right. Yeah. He's trying to warn them.
Yeah.
Now, actually, how Mulder and Scully got involved with this case was it was an old student of Scully's.
Yeah.
Who was now a police detective. And you know, they're trying to. There's this hotel where this guy had asked for a wake up call, and he didn't. You know, he didn't answer it, and they find this scorch mark on the floor.
And you see the hand, and
I know you see see the handprint. I was like,
see the
whoa,
handprint. Exactly.
whoa. I was like, damn.
You're like, what the hell is going on?
Uh huh. I was just, I mean, it was just amazing, the way they did that.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was great though. I mean, the way that they actually left the handprint.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just that was great.
That's got to be Vince Gilligan right there.
Well, it was written by Vince
I
Gilligan,
mean,
so
exactly. I mean, that's Vince Gilligan right there. He's probably like, you know what? Let's show the handprint.
uh huh. So, and what happens is this guy spends all his days at the train station because
Yeah.
he doesn't cast any shadows there.
Yeah. He's safe there. He's safe.
Yeah,
He's safe from everybody and himself.
yeah.
You know what's confusing to me is that if anybody steps on his shadow, they instantly freaking disappear. What happened? And what happens if he steps on his shadow? Does he disappear? Does he
Good
just?
question.
I mean, does he just? Because it was a couple of times that he did step on the shadow and nothing happened to him.
Huh.
So consistency, Vince, consistency. Let's see here. So basically, we found out that this is an experiment that was like, went awry.
Oh yeah.
Like all things, like all experiments does.
Yep.
But this experiment is really, really important because it deals with the government, and that's why X showed up.
Uh huh.
X,
Played by veteran actor Stephen Williams.
yeah. I hope we see him in the revival.
Oh, that'd be
That'd be
great.
great. That would be something.
Because he's been in a lot of stuff. He was in a show called The Equalizer
Yeah.
back in the '80s with Edward Woodward, which was a great show. It was about a guy. It was a British guy, Edward Woodward,
Hmm.
who is like it's like if you need something taken care of, or if you need help. He would advertise in the paper. He like call the Equalizer. He would have his number in the paper.
Oh, basically, it's like Mike. He covers everything up, right?
Well, kind of. I mean, he helps people out. People who are being oppressed or bullied or whatever. It's a great show. It's great. It was a great show.
Hmm.
I think he was like a former MI5 agent.
And his role in the X-Files is pretty similar.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about Edward Woodward on The Equalizer. I'm not talking about Stephen Williams. I think Stephen Williams was like a cop on The Equalizer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But yeah, X. I mean, yeah, great character. I mean, he was.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to figure out what was going on with Monk, with Tony Shalhoub's character.
Well, he knew what was going on.
Yeah, he did.
He knew because Fox Mulder called X up and said, "You got any information on this guy?" And he was playing dumb and said no.
Mm-hmm.
So right there, something tell you, this dude Monk is like a key for the government. This is a missing piece for the government.
It is, and I mean, this was, the concept of this episode was just really, really well done. I mean, to have a guy whose shadow is literally lethal.
Yeah. Now, what I thought was interesting was when X tries to help Monk escape. I thought he was helping the guy. I thought he was helping the guy, but he wasn't.
No, he was trying to capture him, but he knew he couldn't get close to him because of his shadow.
Yeah.
If he had thought to use soft light,
Mm-hmm. Well, there was a power outage though, so
Right.
they knew something was going on.
Uh huh.
So they did the power outage so that they can get this guy, but that wasn't enough.
Well, when the power came, when the reserve power came on, because it must have
Yeah.
been that facility must have had a backup generator.
Yeah.
When the reserve power came on, it cast shadows,
Hmm.
including his shadow, and it melted the two cops that went in there to get him.
Hmm. Yeah. So then he's escaping. So Mulder and Scully has to find him. They find him with the guy that
Uh huh.
his partner, and then he betrays him.
Yeah.
So he locks him into that quarantine cell, the same cell that did the experiment that they did the experiment in,
Uh huh.
and then something happened. They something weird happened that they swapped. The guy that betrayed him was in the quarantine cell, and they kidnapped Monk.
Yeah. They did, and we see at the end. I mean, he's locked in this cell.
Mm-hmm.
I see the
Then
lights blinking on and off, on and off,
yeah,
and he's sitting there kind of. He looks almost zombie-like.
yeah. So the government kidnaps him, and they got this whole machine thing attached to his head.
Uh huh.
Just like a Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, I think they were trying to figure out how he did this. You know, they were
Yeah,
trying to. They may have been trying to harness. They may have been trying to harness the power he had.
they might have.
It wouldn't surprise. That would not surprise me if that's what they were doing, trying to harness his power.
This was a good cliffhanger too. I mean, they could have
Yeah.
followed up on this.
Oh God, yeah. Can you imagine bringing Tony Shalhoub back?
Yeah, but Vince Gilligan has to write it.
Yes.
I mean, they this is the good cliffhanger. I mean, some
It,
of these episodes are good cliffhangers that they can follow up on.
yeah. This one was a great cliffhanger.
Uh,
And Tony Shalhoub, of course, now he had been he at that time he was known for being on the show Wings.
oh yeah.
He was Antonio on that show, and
Um, what I thought was interesting in this one scene, Scully was looking at an air vent, and her friend said, "You don't think someone can squeeze in there?" And the Mulder's like, "You never know." And I'm like, "Tunes,
uh-huh.
tunes."
That was yeah that was a nice callback to
Yeah.
to Squeeze and Tombs. That was a that was a great continuity.
Yeah.
Um, that was a great instance of continuity consistency.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Vince Gilligan is best on, continuity.
Yeah,
That's pretty much it for this episode. Pretty good episode. Started
yeah,
out slow, and it built up. I really liked it.
and I mean Tony Shalhoub. I mean, oh man, years before he played Monk, he was. It was amazing dynamic. His character was great, and
Yeah.
I mean, this was a tremendous episode.
Hmm.
I mean, and the concept of having his shadow be lethal.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great one. Great one.
I mean, that is definitely. I mean, you watch this episode, this is X Files.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't see Mulder and Scully, it's X Files.
Yeah. So let's go to the season one, Miracle Man.
Miracle Man. This was an interesting one.
This was a weird, awesome, interesting one. So
Yeah.
basically, the teaser. Good lord, that teaser So
We have this preacher.
you got the preacher, and you got his son, his little kid with him, and he's trying to pray and make this guy that's all burnt up. It's dead. He's 100% dead. He says the prayer. Then you just see his hand come to life and grab that boy's hand. Then you hear the X-Files theme. You're like, what
Whoa.
the hell is going on? Now, I like episodes like this that deals with, cults and religion, because those are the best.
Uh-huh.
Because those are the best episodes. Because we saw that with that die hand by that cult and everything. Those are some of the best episodes.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, and this is like and this is back in the teaser was set back in 1989. So then you flash forward to present day,
Yeah.
and so now you see that the son is now a faith healer, like those TV preachers, and
Like a faith, yeah, like a
yeah,
faith
faith
healer
healer,
type.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a faith healer, and his dad, it's basically his adopted son. So his dad, and I like this dude who plays the fast talking Southern preacher, because he did a excellent job at that.
Yeah. I mean,
'Cause-
he was very much like you know,
those preachers you see on televangelists.
the
Those,
televangelist.
yeah,
Yes, very
yeah,
much so.
yeah. I mean, you got that fast talking preacher and all that. Those televangelists. He freaking did that perfectly.
Yeah, he did. He did.
And
And
something tells me, I don't know if it was like brought up or anything. I can't remember because I watched this last night. Uh, I think he was just using his son to get money. I think so.
I believe
I
so.
think he was just using his son to get money.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, he
you
was.
saw in the episode that big mansion he lives in, those freaking fancy cars. He was
Uh-huh.
just using his freaking adopted son to get money.
And they had the guy with them, the guy that was raised from the dead.
Yes, that was a damn good twist. I
Yeah,
was not expecting that.
the
But
guy the guy who was raised from the dead. I mean, you see this guy dressed in this black hat, black
black,
trench coat, black
all black,
sunglasses.
all black. You don't know who he is, and then it's revealed at the end who he was. Henry, when
Yep.
you first saw this, I gotta ask you, man, did you know who that guy was?
No, I had no idea. I thought he was just some creepy guy. He reminded me of Christopher Lloyd's character Judge Doom in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
He did, he did. But yeah, so we see this faith healer, and he's 100% real. This kid is 100% real because he brought up Mulder's sister in this, and
Yes, yeah, we see the thing with Mulder's sister. Oh my
yeah.
God.
I mean, he brought up Mulder's sister, and this kid didn't even know Mulder, didn't even know he had a sister, but he brought her up and said, "Hey, you lost your brother or sister at a very young age," and that makes Mulder believe in him, which is really interesting because when we see Boggs and he brocks up the sister and everything, Mulder doesn't believe in him.
Yeah.
Now this kid, is like, telling him about his sister and saying that he could have helped him if he would have came to him sooner.
Yeah,
Really,
and
really touch him.
one thing we see on this episode is this faith healer. But what's happening is people are dying, and
Yeah,
he's thinking he thinks that God is punishing him, that he's lost his powers.
yeah,
We see him in a bar smoking and drinking and all that.
yeah.
He believes that he's lost his powers. He believes God took his powers away from him and all that.
Mhm.
You know, and the sheriff is actually we do find out that the sheriff is actually pretty corrupt.
Yeah. The sheriff has a wife who has this really horrible disease of arthritis. She can't walk. She can't basically, move her hands or anything.
Yeah.
And he kept her from seeing Samuel, the guy, the faith healer.
Yeah, Samuel.
But so before we get to that, we find out who this killer was, and it
And
was so bluntly put in our faces who it was, and we
yeah,
didn't even expect it.
I know. And it turned out he was using this cyanide.
Yeah, so this dude, the guy that risen from the dead because he was burnt, get we was put in our face. He gives this woman this drink. Okay, now if that wasn't a clue, if he was the bad guy, I don't know what was, because that it was thrown in our faces the whole time. He gives this woman the drink, she
Yeah,
drinks it,
because we see them pouring sodas or whatever,
some kind
in
of
the back of
water.
the
Yeah,
revival tent.
yeah. So he gives this woman the water or pop or whatever it was. She drinks it. As soon as Samuel touches her, she dies. Samuel thinks it's him, but it's not. It's really the guy that he freaking brought back to life.
Yeah,
He was basically the Judas of this whole story.
he was, and the sheriff puts him in jail, and unfortunately, he hires a couple of guys to go in there and beat him to death.
Yeah, that
Beat
was
Samuel.
that when they did that twist. I was not expecting that at all.
I know
The sheriff was the one that killed him, basically.
he was, but then we see him show up in this guy's bedroom.
Yes, we don't know if it's a ghost or it's actually him.
I know, and then I mean, eh, the guy feels so guilty. He drinks the cyanide. He
Yeah,
dies.
yeah. The reason why he wanted Samuel dead was because his life was a living hell because he brought him back to life.
Yeah, I mean it. I mean it was the twist on this thing was amazing.
Yeah, there's some mixed reviews on this episode. I don't see it. I'm like, this is a pretty good, strong episode.
It really was. It was an
So
amazing episode. I was like, I mean, the fact that they would make him the villain, make this guy the villain, and make the sheriff the villain also.
yeah, exactly.
The sheriff had blood on his hands too. The sheriff was not entirely innocent,
No,
and
and then
of course,
we find out that Samuel's body is gone, and that the woman saw him raise up from the dead and walk out.
oh my God, yeah, that was interesting.
And as soon as they said that, now I think this is after the guy drunk the cyanide.
It was.
Okay, so after they said that, I'm like, okay, so was this actually Samuel in the room, or was it still a ghost?
Yeah.
Because as soon as Samuel was there, you see this, white halo effect on him,
Yeah.
and then as soon as they as soon as Samuel went behind the guy, the halo effect was gone.
Uh-huh. I
So
mean, it kept you guessing, and
yeah,
they left it very ambiguous at the end.
yeah,
Of course, the sheriff has found out his part. They find out his part in this whole thing,
yeah,
and they arrest him.
yeah. And
And
so the preacher takes off, and we can only assume that Samuel is still alive and probably goes to another town.
oh my God, oh, it was amazing.
It's a good episode. It is a
Oh
good one.
yeah,
Like I
this
said,
was.
any of the episodes that deals with the cult, the religion, and all that, those are the strong episodes.
They really were.
Those are the freaky ones. Those are the messed
Uh-huh.
up ones.
Yeah, this one was, and this one definitely qualifies.
Yeah.
My God, this was just this was a great episode.
But the whole episode has to deal with faith.
Yeah,
That's the whole theme on this episode. And then Mulder kept seeing this little girl who might have been his sister.
uh huh.
but
Oh,
it wasn't.
one thing we forgot to mention about Dreamland was at the beginning of part two. You know, we hear Michael McKean as Fletcher narrating
Yes,
Mulder's
Mulder's
life.
life. Now that was
Yeah,
good continuity right there. That
I
was
love.
great.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
it was. That was amazing.
All right, so that's pretty much it for these six.
Oh, you know how to pick them, Shane.
I'm going to pick more. We're probably going to do another one of these right after Christmas and New
Yes.
Year's, probably around the
Yeah.
same time as Breaking Bad.
Uh
Let's
huh.
see here. I said Breaking Bad was going to be the 9th.
Yeah.
Let's do the 16th.
Yes. Yes.
16th. So let me
Oh,
go
and
on.
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul. It's in
February
February.
15th. February 15th.
I'm definitely going to watch that.
Oh yeah.
And then we're also going to discuss it the night of.
Oh,
So
of course.
we have to. So let's go here to see. I'm going to look up some episodes for. Okay, we have to do Eve. Eve is a great one. It's about these two identical twin sisters.
Oh wow.
Let's see here. I don't want to do too much of the mythology episodes because you have to watch all the seasons to try and comprehend that.
Uh huh.
Let's see here. Have we done the host?
No.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, definitely do the host.
Okay.
Basically, it's a worm-like monster in the sewage system,
Oh.
and I gotta say, this makeup on this dude is pretty fucked up. Let's see here. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Blood. Blood is going to be a good one. Basically, it's digital appliances instructing people to kill people.
Oh.
All right. So that's three. So Eve, the host, and blood.
Let's try and limit it to like 4 this time, because 6. I mean, it was.
What was that?
I said let's try and limit it to 4.
All right.
You
Five
know.
would be plenty, I think.
Okay, 5. That's fine.
Yeah, five. Let's see here. You see, some of the episodes are like, very quick and easy to discuss.
Okay.
Um, I wonder if Too Shy is that one person. I want to do that one episode. I forgot the name of it. I'll figure it out. I'll find it. Ooh, Pusher. Have we done Pusher?
Nope.
Okay, Pusher. That's a good one. It's a Vince Gilligan one.
Oh, good.
It's basically a guy that can convince his victims to kill themselves,
Oh.
and he comes back in a later episode.
Oh.
Okay, Jose's Chunks from Outer Space. It has Charles Nelson Riley in this one.
Oh, CNR.
Yes, and basically it's basically like you know how Mulder and Scully had different versions of Bad Blood.
Yeah.
It's just like that one.
Oh, wow.
But in this case, it's not about vampires. It's about UFOs.
Oh, cool.
And you see two Men in Black, and the Men in Black are very special guest stars. I'm not going to ruin who these two people are,
Oh.
but they're very special guest stars. Let's see here. So that's four. So let's
No, no,
see here.
I think that's five. Let's see.
Eve, the
Eve,
host,
the host,
Blood,
Blood, Pusher,
Pusher,
and Jose
Jose Chung's
Chung's.
from Outer Space. Okay, that
Yeah,
is
that's
five.
five.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, these are going to be the good ones.
Oh, as if we haven't already talked about some good ones.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the good ones because there's some clunkers like the list. It's not really
Uh-huh.
that good. It's some of them there are clunkers, but I'll go ahead and send you that list on Facebook.
Cool. Yeah, last week when we were doing the Breaking Bad cast, I was trying to get on Hangouts on my phone, but it wouldn't cooperate for some reason.
Oh yeah,
My smartphone, so
what kind of smartphone do you got?
it's an LG. It's like a 3.8-inch screen,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got one camera. It doesn't there's no camera that faces you, but there's one that faces outward,
Oh yeah.
and it has a let's see, what all does it have on it? It comes with like Google. Like you can put all your Google stuff on it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think almost
You
all of them has that.
Yeah, it has YouTube on it and all this good stuff. I mean, it came with some stuff already installed. Google Play Store. You can download all kind of free apps and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So Eve, Host, Blood, Pusher, and Jose Chunks from Outer Space.
Yep, those are the five.
So those are really good episodes. Those are good.
Ah, good.
So that's pretty much it for this XCast. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Yep, yep.
We'll be back on the 9th for Breaking Bad and the 16th for X-Files. And then the 3rd on Finding Bigfoot.
Yep.